So we'll just skip that for today and jump right into the game. Yeah, side content was always fun for me, and I feel like the fun part of storytelling for me is just exploring more of what the world has to offer. And I'm spending more time with games these days and doing the side content because I usually don't go back and replay games like Disco Elysium, or at least not right away. Like, I'll wait a while until I do a second playthrough, and even then I might not even stream it. So yeah, so it just kind of depends. Oh, that reminds me, one thing that I did see recently is, let me see if I can find this really quickly. Somebody came out with a documentary recently about the ongoing situation with Zom Studio. So let me find that. Disco Elysium. I can't remember what the name of the video was. Yeah, here we go.
I've gone to Tallinn in Estonia to find out what on earth.
Oh, don't autoplay. Let's see here. Oh, I have it on the wrong window. Hang on one sec. Yeah, pre-stream content. So if you look up, here we go. So you just search Disco Elysium, it should be one of the first things that comes up. But this came out a couple of weeks ago. It's called Who's Telling the Truth About Disco Elysium by People Make Games. I hadn't heard of this group before, but I guess they make documentaries. We tell great stories about video games and the people who make them. Yeah, so they seem pretty legit. They have 500,000 subscribers almost, and they've been around for a while. But I haven't completely finished watching it through yet, but the gist of it is that there's like a lot more to the story about what's going on at Zom Studio than what has been revealed so far. So this guy actually went to Estonia to interview a lot of the people at Zom Studio, and I think it's like a really good investigative journalism piece. And the main takeaways I've gotten so far are that the co-founders were unfortunately mismanaging a lot of the company, like in sort of like a toxic work culture kind of way. Like they made it like a not very good place to work. So a lot of people who were at the studio, just, you know, employees, were not, they're just like kind of unhappy with the two founders being in charge of management. And then the people who eventually did the hostile takeover of the company and kicked the co-founders out, they used that as the premise to take over the company and remove the co-founders. So I think there's a lot more to the story. I personally don't think that enabling a toxic work culture is a good justification or a valid justification to like take over the company, because ultimately it's like a hostile action, right? You're like taking away somebody's, you know, creative IP because they were a bad manager, basically. And like, being a bad manager is not great, but it's also like it's not a crime to do that, right? Whereas potentially allegedly committing fraud is an actual crime. So I think it's a pretty complex story, and I think it's really interesting. And I'm gonna be checking out more of the content from this channel because it's really interesting to see the people behind the games, which I don't think we really get enough of. And yeah, and like a lot of AAA studios, the people who work on these games, they get a lot of hate from their community, especially if you work for a company like Riot or Blizzard or something. It's really easy to catch flack from your community, even though you like maybe even did not work on that specific feature or something. So I think, you know, learning about the people who work on the games makes the world a better place, because, you know, you can kind of relate to what the people are working on and their circumstances, because, you know, the people who work on games, they don't have, like, they're usually not calling the shots, right? So they're just like doing their best and trying to make it work given the circumstances. But anyways, yeah, so check that out. I can actually post a link to this in the chat for anyone interested. Let's see, hopefully that works. Yeah, there we go. So I will be listening to that sometime soon. I watched like half of it. Let's go back to the game. Alrighty. So it is Pride Month, so I named the stream title Homosexual Underground in honor of Pride Month. But also because I think that was like the last thing on my thought cabinet that I had a breakthrough on. Wow, man, it's been months since I booted up this game. How do I access my thought cabinet? Yeah, here we go. Homosexual Underground. Oh, we have an hour left. Okay. And I also added the big gay emote by none other than Big Ham. So you can enjoy that. Wow, I completely forgot how to play this game. I think the last thing I was doing this like bug storyline. Let's see, I do have one level up point if I need it, but I think I'm gonna try and save that. Oh man, so many things to do. Okay, so here's main storyline stuff. Buoy west of the boardwalk, somewhere in the Reeds. It has Miss Aranye's fake documents in it. Make Titus give up Ruby's location. Ruby was the organizer of the hanging. Okay, doomed hostel. Find the Insulindian Phasmid. All right, I was actively working on that. First, restock the trap you left empty before. The trick is to remember which one it was. Okay. So yeah, let's continue this. First, restock the trap you left empty before. Oh, dude, I do not remember which trap it was, but we'll do our best. I think it was the one next to the camp. We'll find out, I guess. We might need to save scum this, but I think I was avoiding save scumming this game for the most part. But yeah, hope everyone's having a good Saturday. I actually got a lot done this morning. My sleep schedule for waking up early is holding. I managed to wake up at 7:30 this morning, and then went to go eat breakfast, did some writing, and here I am. I actually wanted to stream like an hour ago, but then I got sucked into I was looking at like audio stuff again, because I'm always like trying to improve the stream audio, and then an hour went by and I didn't stream. Oh my god, Reese. Finally, the 24-hour Disco Elysium stream. Let's see. Where is the trap? I don't remember. Is there a map in this game? There is a map. What? Oh, wow, that was like kind of weird. This is no longer a thing. Oh, these are all of the checks that I can do. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just have to figure out where I was. I'm pretty sure the camp was this way. I was also trying to figure out what to eat for dinner too. Because the bad part about starting stream late is that you get hungry and it's like actually kind of close to dinner time for me already. So we will see. Cheese sticks. Actually, I haven't had a good cheese stick in a while, but I was thinking udon because it's been a while since I've had udon too. Can I? Go to Walmart, get 2 large orders of cheese sticks and be done. Oh my gosh. That sounds a little bit painful. Like, I can eat cheese. I'm not lactose intolerant. But that much cheese might actually hurt. Dude, where was this camp? I can't remember. Was it this one? Oh, there's a trap. Okay. Let's talk to it.
The locusts aren't doing all too well, but they're still in there.
Yeah, it's the one by the camp. Okay, so it won't actually let you do this incorrectly. I need to backtrack. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I've been trying to eat a little bit healthier these days, and I'm intentionally trying to eat some amount of vegetables with every meal, and it's been a lot better for me. Oops, I accidentally clicked out. Did the audio get messed up? Let me see here. No, everything's the same. It's just loud. Okay, let me know if the audio is feeling unbalanced. But yeah, trying to eat more vegetables because it's making my life better, I guess. Some days I still just have super unhealthy foods, but for the most part, I've been eating healthier. I do not remember how to get around this. Maybe it's this way. Brussels sprouts. Now that's a vegetable I can get behind. Oop. Buzz, hum. The electricity flows through the wires with audible power. Here's the church. Air fry with lemon juice and Parmesan. That sounds really good. Yeah, Brussels sprouts are really hearty, and you can cook them in so many different ways too. I usually saute them with olive oil and just salt and pepper. Just really simple preparation. See, I'm pretty sure it's not this one.
The locusts aren't doing all too well.
Okay. I guess while we're out here, we can look for the buoy too.
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower. In the distance, you can hear the breakers roar.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freighter. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. In the whirling in rags.
Look over the water.
There, 1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay, through a thick snowstorm melting flake by flake in the waves, you see the smallest rectangle, barely visible. A glowing light on the 3rd floor of the whirling in rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape move behind the glass, her limbs long and slender.
Maybe the assailant climbed the comms tower, took the shot there.
It's not possible to climb that ladder. And even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from.
The lieutenant looks up, raising his collar.
It does look extremely rickety, and wouldn't help much either.
Maybe the campfire was used by the perp.
To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps. But anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires this time of year. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out... Biddable Prime, was it? Those? A smoking assailant who favors Tumutiri to Astra or Joanne? Cigarette butts are everywhere. This is a common brand for all men.
Still, you felt it was important enough to make a mental note. That means something. You didn't pay attention to any of the other cigarette butts on the coast.
Never had them until late last year, and I feel like I missed so much. Yeah, I kind of slept on Brussels sprouts for a while too. Although I did usually make them for Thanksgiving, just to have, you know, some kind of vegetable. But yeah, I should eat more Brussels sprouts. Oh my god, Pink Popo, hello! Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Thanks for stopping by. Vegetables on Thanksgiving? Heresy. Let's see, check the boardwalk and then check the island. Yeah, let's I don't know. I think it's helpful to have something other than potatoes. But I end up eating mostly mashed potatoes anyways. I cannot for the life of me figure out where I'm supposed to walk. I think there's definitely like a way to get around this building. I just don't remember where the camp was. But yeah, I love mashed potatoes so much. It's like one of my favorite foods ever. Was this it?
The locusts aren't doing all too well.
Oh no, sorry to make you guys hungry. Let's see. Here's a trap, and this is not it. Where was their camp? I think it was over here. Oh yeah, it's gotta be this one. Here we go. It's just hidden.
The trap stands empty near the reeds, powdered with snow. No insect sounds or movement around. Only the reeds' apprehensive hissing.
Oh, you know what I made one year that was really good for Thanksgiving is Hasselback potatoes, where you basically get a big russet potato, and then you make very thin cuts into the potato, but you don't cut all the way through. And then you sprinkle some salt and pepper in between the cuts, kind of like how you would do for a fish. And then you put a little bit of olive oil in there, and then you bake it. And then because you slice it thinly, it ends up being super crispy. And that's like a really easy potato dish that you can make. Let's see.
The locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly begin to acclimate to their new surroundings. They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here.
Good, now that's done. When do you think we will return to our impending apocalypse of a murder investigation? Don't answer that. It was a rhetorical question.
Okay.
All the traps are stopped now, and still no sight of the phasmid.
All right. You've restocked the trap. Now report to Lena and the Whirling. Okay. Oh, there's so many things that I've not done yet. Find the armored gloves. Ask the little girl in the fishing village down the coast who knows something about the armored gloves. Oh. I totally forgot about that. It's still daytime. It's already 5 p.m. though in the game. So I need to find this little girl before it gets dark. There we go.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
You guys look identical.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
Uh-huh.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again.
You're bad with kids.
The lieutenant remarks with evident glee. And what are you, Kid Master General?
Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything here.
You must be Lillian's twins.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Wow, so intellectually stimulating.
Wow, don't be an asshole, Logic.
The stone kicking isn't even of very high caliber. Anyone can do that.
Oh my god. Okay. Maybe these aren't the right kids that I should be talking to. Man, my brain is such a dick. Alright. Little girl in the fishing village. Okay. Sit over here. No, these are the drunkards. There's like 3 drunk guys just hanging out here. Dude, Logic has no chill, man.
The scruffy-haired little boy.
Okay, well, there's no more dialogue going there. Oh, here we go. This must be it. Industrial coal pellets burn with an orange glow. Oh, let me, I forgot about the bonuses that I get from clothing. Man, I like totally forgot to play this game.
Is that the phasmid? It looks like the phasmid, leaning against the wall.
What? Try to sneak up to the phasmid.
It's not the phasmid. It's not even organic. It's a fire iron. How disappointing.
I can't believe it.
Right? You'll have better luck next time, though. The phasmid. Finding it is your destiny.
Give the dream of discovering the Insulindian phasmid a rest for now.
Mister, what were you doing in my fireplace?
There was a phasmid in it. I was trying to catch it.
Oh, okay.
Are the twins outside your brothers?
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside.
Wow, this Diablo game looks artistic. Wait, does my game still say Diablo? I hope not. Hello, Yammers. Welcome to the stream.
They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
I was expecting you to play it. Ah, I see. Yeah, I was thinking about it this morning, but I'm trying to be good and not play it on stream every time I stream. So if you guys weren't here yesterday, I think I talked about basically not streaming Diablo 4 as much. Maybe if I like don't have any plans for that day, I might stream it, but I want to finish the games that I have been playing already, so that's why we're playing Disco Elysium today.
They look identical.
Are you Lillian's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
What's that? Point at the stuffed bird hanging from the ceiling.
It's a grouse.
Wasn't Garth, the cafeteria manager, trying to repair a piece of taxidermy?
Yes, but what's it for?
I don't know.
Can I have it?
Sure. Just go and get it. I don't like it anyways. It looks angry.
All right. You just need to grab it from the ceiling and go.
What's that thing you're holding? Point at a toy.
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like,
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Lambie looks soft.
yes. Very soft.
Press your cheek against Lambie or I don't deserve it. I'm scum. Well, I did wash my face, so I think I'm gonna go with number 1.
Isn't he soft?
Oh my god, I recovered morale. Thank you. I heard there was a girl here who has armored gloves. Is that you?
Oh, I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
Where did you get these gloves?
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
And where are the gloves now?
I hid them. The twins were gonna take them. They're stupid.
She lifts up her stuffed toy and looks into its one remaining eye as though searching for confirmation.
We're going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
He enunciates the last 2 words carefully.
Oh.
She doesn't seem to understand, but the lieutenant's tone has conveyed to her the important part.
They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good.
Oh my god, God bless you, little girl.
Bye!
Okay. This ruffed grouse taxidermy. Let's take it. Wow, this was a very productive conversation. I don't know what you're talking about, Kim. All right, to the sandcastle.
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network.
Reach in the catacombs and pull out the shiny object.
The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Oh my god.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then. We're doing good on the armor collection front.
Let's see. Did I collect the whole set? You want all of the armor pieces. Deck yourself out in a full metal battle-hardened glory. This might take a while. I think I'm missing the pants. Let's see here. Yeah, so I've got the boots, the chest piece, and the gloves now. +2 interfacing. Holy crap. Clenching and unclenching your fists has never been so fun. The tiny ceramic plates make a lovely clicking sound when your fingers move. The gloves are a bit sandy, but the grip is phenomenal. Wow, I can finally retire the gardening gloves. Taking her gloves and her taxidermy. I mean, she didn't like the taxidermy anyways. Oh, this is pretty amazing. Okay. Those are crap. That's crap. I think this is sort of useful. All right. Cool. Permanent upgrade. Okay. Okay, I got another skill point. Where's my thought cabinet? Okay, Homosexual Underground still needs 40 minutes. Sing karaoke. Oh, I loaded my game, so I'm gonna sing karaoke tonight while Kim is here. Find the murder weapon. Locate a working firearm that shoots 446 ammo. Ask Renee about the photo. I think this one bugged out, if I recall correctly. Let's see. Report back to Joyce. Tell Andre about Suna's thoughts on the nightclub. Gotta get ready for work. All right, thanks for stopping by, Gamble. Have a good day at work, and good luck. Let's see. Tell Andre about Suna's thoughts on the nightclub. Who's Andre? Oh, Andre's one of the dudes. Help Egghead with the beat. This may take a while. Okay. Doom Hostel. Buoy west of the boardwalk on the coast. Okay, so I need to go to the boardwalk next. Check island for bullet traces. I don't know where I would check for bullet traces. There's my car. Oh, here's the other trap.
All the traps are stopped now.
All right. Haven't been in the pawn shop for a while. Let me see if this guy has anything to sell.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Big men on big horses.
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
A long, long time ago. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear...
This is what the loyalists look like, yes.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
This set of
I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
It's impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. The contrast is meant to be disheartening, as it ought to be.
I don't like either set very much, to be honest. but there are many parents among my customers.
Oh, I guess I can't buy him.
All the old boomboxes are there. What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular man with antlers and immense Zweihanders.
I guess there really is nothing else here. Alright, let's go back to the whirling and report back. I can't remember if I've phoned in to the cops recently.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out tool.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Did you find out more about the owner of the armored boots?
Yes. I got the mercenary's name and a few biographical details. Are you ready?
The lieutenant leans in to listen, notebook in hand.
That suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Ellis Kortenaer. That's E-L-L-I-S K-O-R-T-E-N-A-I-R. Exact date of birth, unknown. He was signed into the Lelystad County Neonatal Care Unit on 28th of February, 09.
Neonatal care unit.
He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster family at 2. This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the Eastbrand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Oranese forces till he was honorably discharged in 41, just a year before the Seminese conflict. Then the armor followed him to Seminine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel, or any of its other incarnations, or him even entering Revachol.
He was found in a leaf compactor?
It's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in these files. So I thought it would be good for you to know.
It is. Thank you, Alice.
Any info on his foster parents?
None, officer. Sorry.
So all we have to connect him to Cornell is the armor.
Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory. Thank you, Alice. Great work.
No problem, Lieutenant.
She sounds pleased. Well, we have his name and service record now.
A name. This is very good. Ellis Kortenaer.
Sometimes police work is about human dignity, about giving back names to anonymous victims.
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other questions?
I'm done with the radio for now.
57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering.
Awesome. Making progress on the investigation. Alright. Oh, I need to remember to save.
Hello, dear. It's good to see a familiar face.
I restocked the empty trap. Where's Morel?
Thank you for doing that, dear.
Her smile is weary. Her earlier ebullience has left her.
Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him.
It's probably for the best. It's awfully cold out there in those reeds.
I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say.
So, who's going to check the traps?
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything.
Once more onto the breach, then. Take it on with undue optimism.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up.
Lena, what's different? Or what's wrong? You seem different.
Different? How?
The half moons of her glasses reflect to you as she looks up at you.
Answering a question with a question, for example. Defensive isn't her usual style.
You're not telling me the whole story.
I'm not. It's not that.
What is it?
It's a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer. Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream?
Hunching her shoulders now. She seems even smaller than she is. Like a sad young girl.
Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
But Morel told me you'd seen it. You also told me.
Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
A terrible sting in the heart. Regret.
So you haven't seen it? I should arrest you for lying. No, I'll say you seem to really believe it happened. Doesn't that count for something?
No, sweetie. There's more to it than that. Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence, that I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That. And for years, his belief made me believe too. But now, we're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything.
Suggestion check. Oh man, I only have 1 point in suggestion. Kind of want to say number 3. Thing is, you're not sure you made it up either.
I'm not sure of anything. Sometimes I still see it, you know. The real memory. Not the memory of the memory, but it's so hard to tell the two apart.
Rising. Unfolding from the reeds on a hot summer's day. Like a benevolent god.
Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary.
You do that. I'll check the traps one more time.
Really?
Oh, sweetie. Please don't get stuck on a dream. Take it from me and Morel.
Can I have your address just in case there's news?
Okay, it's 1113 Tabernacle Road, Jamrock, but
A sigh. She doesn't think you'll need it.
Be careful out there, Lena.
you too, sweetie. Thank you for everything, truly. Even though it turned out to be
A waste of time. A dream. A fool's hope. Say her lips moving in silence. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine sputters quietly as she gets to the doors. Then
that was really loud.
pushes them open. Outside, it's raining.
We should go too.
Oh, that red check was, I couldn't redo it. I might load the game and redo that dialogue. I don't think I have anything that adds suggestion, though. Shoot. Oh, there's this one. Yeah, maybe we'll give it a shot. Let's see. I think this one. See, I think, yeah, my shirt is doing minus suggestion too. Let me wear a different shirt. Oh my god, the mesh shirt. Alright, now what is my suggestion? 3? Okay, standard.
Hello, dear. Thank you.
Her smile is...
Morel still isn't feeling well. I'm sorry, dear. Morel will have...
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say...
That
Very strange. What?
different.
Answering a question with a question, for example. Defensive is...
It's, do you...
Hunching her...
Seeing Morel's...
A terrible sting in the heart. Regret.
knows that but now...
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything.
Alright.
But it has, hasn't it? A seed can only bear what's inside. The seed of love is black and oily. It has a taste you're quite familiar with.
Oh no!
You might be right, Detective. I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I came in on our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story.
She has to swallow to relax her throat. It's keeping her from talking.
Oh man, this was not something I was expecting. I'll try and be nice. He'd still be into you. That's not how these things work.
Maybe. But then why do I not dare tell him? I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. I really must stop talking about it lest I start crying and waste more of your time. What you have to know is the Insulindian phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life.
Are there? Some of the other things are pretty bad.
Okay, at least I can continue the original dialogue. To hell with this. I still believe you saw the phasmid.
A true believer.
Rising.
Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever and I need to...
Really?
Oh, sweetie. Please don't get... Okay?
A sigh. She doesn't think you'll need it.
You too, sweetie.
A waste of time. A dream. A fool's hope. Say her lips moving in silence. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine sputters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside.
We should go too.
Wow, I have 3 points now. I don't even know what to put them in. I don't have a quest anymore to check the traps. Completed Thursday. Huh. You volunteered to restock the empty trap for the cryptozoologist. Okay. Let me go check the boardwalk, and then we'll check the traps. Oh, there's like a little fish. Check the boardwalk for bullet traces. Okay. Is this the boardwalk they're talking about? I just had a thought appear and then it disappeared. No! Oh my god, I hate it when that happens.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lorryman at the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait, where exactly are these eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
Oh my god, Half-Light. Tell me again, how are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there.
The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
I have to say, this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath.
See, Kim, this is the great bloodletting I've been telling you about.
It appears you found it, yes. And I'm not happy for you.
I think the confrontation is inevitable.
It doesn't have to be like this, Lieutenant W. Frater Dubois. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
What can you tell me about Crenell?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients: Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Okay, anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Could you contact the company, tell them to call him off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
You said the deceased assaulted a woman?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
What did these teenagers say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
This does not come as news to us, but still. To your knowledge, where did this assault take place?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
Do I tell her? I guess she doesn't really need to know. And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the Colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
This Colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. And Glacier also mentioned it, I believe. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent. Oranese. Or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own.
Occidental. That fits the statement of another witness.
Where are the remaining 2 mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
We still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
This is a white check, 72%. Okay, we'll steer clear for the moment.
That's wise. Our goal is to avert catastrophe. Besides, you're likely to encounter them sooner or later.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Now can you tell me about these tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand.
For about half a minute, in silence, she wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured, like those of a working woman.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet. Observe the woman's expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. Port cities. On the oceans. This is an Oranese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the DeLorean century. As early as 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Huh. What is the use of the map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
I've spoken to him. For now, the soul is fastened inside his corpse.
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. A fear of drowning within one's own corpse.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this. Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
In Martinez, looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter.
This man is no brother of mine, but this is his service history.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
You wouldn't even know where to start.
That's all for the tattoos. Thank you for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Homosexual underground.
Oh boy, here we go.
Maybe you should stop obsessing about your own and other people's sexuality. Feels like it's about time to do that. You thought about this for 8 hours? Not only should you stop, you should tell Kim you've stopped obsessing about other people's sexuality too. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Unless you already got him killed because you were obsessing about your sexuality. There's no way of telling from within your brain. But for your own sake, please say you didn't.
Oh my gosh. Stop obsessing about sexuality. Okay. Does this give me any bonuses? It does not. Oh my gosh. Can I tell Kim now?
Yes?
I have big news, Kim. Tell Kim about how you no longer obsess over your sexuality. Oh my god, let me save first before I do this.
Yes? Okay.
I have managed to stop obsessing about my sexuality.
Great. Imagine all the time you'll have for work now. Matter of fact, we should get back to it right now.
Turns his attention elsewhere.
Just one thing though.
What?
Are you part of the homosexual underground?
You didn't stop at all, did you? You are just obsessing about other people's sexuality now.
You're right. Yes, let's go. Oh my god. All right, let's look for bullet traces. I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to be looking here, but... Oh, before I go any further, let me equip some logic clothes. Wow, +2 logic. +1 logic. +4. Oh my god. I forgot I have a bunch of logic bonus clothes. Alright. Hopefully I am not going to need more than that.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Let's see.
I fear I've told you all I know. It's an Oranese map of the waterways, or some version of it. Is platoon...
You wouldn't even know where to start.
Is there anything else I can help you with? Of course. Of course.
Don't tell her you've met Everard right away. There's time.
I don't think there's time, man.
Of
lynching?
course. Anything to help.
Here we go. Where are the
They've
remaining
gone to
marks now?
They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens. You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
+1. The clothes didn't fit right.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
One must be the goon in the ill-fitting work clothes by the harbor gates, the scab leader.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel.
I had another question for you.
I hope I can answer it better.
What was that about, a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivachol West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask. The Pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. We do have a case to attend to.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
This is like the last dialogue I have with her, so I just want to finish it. What do you mean it's not part of reality?
Ma'am, remember you are dealing with a very sensitive and impressionable police officer who is still recovering from a recent medical episode.
The Lieutenant's right. Let's...
You could sneak back later when the lieutenant is not here.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Kim is such a spoiler. Okay. Okay, it's nighttime now. You figure out. It's pretty bright for nighttime. I still haven't found the buoy yet, and that's not good. So it's apparently west of the boardwalk. There's a buoy west of the boardwalk on the coast, somewhere in the reeds. Oh, I have to go on to the other side. I didn't see it though.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. The metal feels cold and wet under. This coin-operated viewer is facing south. Your money disappears into the coin slot. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab gray shape, like a ghost. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible, a half-sunken sea fort, its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it, its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind.
Could the shot have come from there, then entered the window upstairs in the whirling?
Can you tell? From this distance? I don't think it's possible.
It's not. The details are blurry. There's water vapor in the way and waves cut into the islet. The little brave birch tree seems to wave back in the wind.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
Vigilance officer? What can this old carabiner do for you? Yes, I'm an old man.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
I saw a picture in there. You were in it. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Yes, like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp. Yes, I'm an old...
He feels like he has to justify himself for some...
Yes, like I said, it would be up anyway.
I guess it wasn't bugged out. Let's see. Ask. Oop. Find Morel? No. Check the boardwalk for bullet traces. Gotta be missing something here. Hear the sound of running water. Someone's washing dishes. Huh, can't access it.
The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. Your breath grows heavier. More old bullet holes. Half a century at least. From the revolution. You peer into the faded marks in the stone. They peer back like an endless row of tiny black holes. Sweat starts trickling down your brow. Your chest feels tight looking at them. It's closing in, caving in, ever tighter.
You okay there?
Man, I started feeling really bad for a second.
Might be the after effects of your past escapades. What are you looking at?
These bullet holes look like the bullet holes we saw before.
Bullet holes generally look the same, so probably. But you're right. More old bullet holes from the revolution.
Man, how many people got shot during the revolution?
Plenty.
Well, it only cost me 1 HP, but I got some experience. Okay. Where else can I find bullet traces? Huh. I've walked up and down the whole boardwalk and didn't see anything.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened. A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired from the water. A straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line. The wind blows through your hair. The sea breeze cuts around you, high on the balcony as you stare over the edge at the sea. The waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscure the better part of the remains. Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt. Underwater, iron helmets have sunk deep into the sand and the mud. Helmets of soldiers, and their finger bones too, and clavicles, littering the ocean floor. A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol.
Hey Kim, do you know who shelled our city?
The coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
He does not like talking politics of this kind. He fears the discussion might lead to disagreements, as it often does.
I wonder what I look like up on this edge.
From the eyes of a seagull, a nest of brown hair not worth the 50-foot dive. From a pedestrian on the dock, a rugged man staring out to sea, mere feet from fatality. From a guest on the balcony of the Whirling in Rags, a silhouette imposing enough to be seen at a distance. The chill is bracing. The salt hangs in the air. The wind from the ocean pushes at you, smoothing your moustache.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Oh my god.
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
Maybe it's just skull solidarity.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
Skulls are cool. Can I be a skull?
Fat chance. But you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
Okay then, how's that?
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and squints up at the sky, as though straining to hear something in the distance.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere in Jamrock. But in Martinez, no gunshots, no sirens. The people are languishing in boredom and complacency. This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens.
That doesn't sound good.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
I think they're afraid of you.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right fat chance. But you can still do your part.
She throws you a
Have you noticed this place is a sepulchre?
Alright, that's enough of that. Am I supposed to be able to open these things? Oh, nice. I guess I should go back downstairs and see if I can open that door. It's getting pretty late, though. And I still haven't found these dang bullet traces. Huh. Okay. Well, can't open that with the crowbar. Oops. Huh. I feel like I'm missing something. Alright, I guess I'll go across the water again.
What do you see?
So, our odd soul wasn't in the back of the whirling.
I don't know. They're about the same size. Not the same boat, no, but they could be the same person. It still doesn't rule Ruby out. People change shows, after all. But this isn't an argument for her guilt either.
No horizontal boot prints. Whoever walked in the Whirling's pinball workshop didn't walk here.
No. These prints are pretty standard. The ones in the dust looked custom. Or maybe they're just a foreign design. It's a boot print, whatever the case.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? 57.
In the cabin, you see...
Huh. Can't do anything else with the station, I guess? Check the boardwalk for bullet traces. I wish I could see the map. Scattering of bullet holes. Where? Oh, the other boardwalk. Okay.
The trap is full of locusts, but they seem weak and unhealthy. A few poor things. A few locusts trudge along the wall of the trap. The rest are piled in a heap in the corner, dead. No phasmid anywhere. Poor things. The trap is filled with dead and dying locusts. Most of them aren't moving anymore. You still can't see a phasmid anywhere. Poor things.
I think there was a fourth trap somewhere. Can't remember where it is though.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Put skill points into visual calculus to open this white check. Oh no, this is a different, totally different check. Okay, I'm getting myself confused. Let's see. I've got 5 points now, so I may as well retry this check. And I don't think I have any other bonuses to visual calculus.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. Droplets of rain fall on the wooden planks. the surrounding sand dunes. The clouds block out any rays of light. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed. A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them. Leeches, fleas, and thieves, all the freeloader scum living off the hard work of others. Such is your belief. Maybe you should change it. They were praying, screaming. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
What about people from the so-called... what about people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Damn.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Stained glass window? I can retry that. I missed a trap somewhere, but I can't remember where.
A few locusts trot, poor things.
Oh, there's the buoy.
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash, but if you look closer...
That, over there, must be the boy class you told us about. The one she hid her passport in. We should take a look.
You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut. The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop and decay. The water this side of the peninsula is cleaner. Actually, smells a little salty. There's something in there, splashing around. A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out, some algae, and nothing else.
Well, damn. We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore.
Huh. No documents. Who do you think took them?
I have no idea.
This is a minor quirk. We know what was in the buoy anyway.
Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
It must have been Clausier's enemies, which means she's in danger.
Could be. We should keep an eye out. Nothing more for us to do here. Let's go.
You could ask the miss what she thinks later if you have the time, though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
We'll see about that. Wonder who took them. Let's see, where was that last trap? Can't remember. Alright, let's try and redo
The mother
this.
of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting.
Yes. I wasn't sure before, but this must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez. It's called the Small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew of the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery lying around.
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism? A pang of guilt? The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces.
Who conducted this raid?
Well, your station was involved, I hear. So I can be sure.
It could have been me.
How come the lieutenant isn't sure? Is this confidential information?
Who conducted this raid?
Well, your station was involved, I hear. Although I can be sure.
How come the lieutenant isn't sure? Is this confidential information?
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I guess I could have been here.
I'm sorry, I'm not saying you were. It was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
Kim, are you a follower of DeLoreanism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin.
I don't like her. She looks like a Libra.
The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically.
I didn't think you were spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance.
Alright, let's give it a shot.
Nothing. Just the edge of the crack sparkles in the
Oh,
dark.
come on. I don't want to put another point into visual calculus. Let's see. Oh, I guess wait, can I smoke a cigarette? Totally forgot about that.
The mother of humanism stands.
Shoot, I forgot to raise my intellect before I did that. I don't want to load all the way back there. Oh well.
Yes, what is it?
Should I just put a point? Yeah, I'll just do it while I'm here. I don't want to come back. I'll have to come back later anyway, but... let's see. A point in the visual calculus.
The mother of humanism stands above you. A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And a text. A light motif below them both.
What shattered this mosaic?
Unknown. Something during the raid the lieutenant mentioned. Or just hooligans looking for something to break.
Who's this older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden rights apfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto? What does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then, along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau. After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death.
Lieutenant, this used to say...
Death, life again. After the whirl, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
What is the RCM motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
Cool.
Ice cool.
The mother of humanism towers above you.
Alright, well, mystery solved, I guess.
Yes?
It came from the stained glass window. Still has letters on it, too. I still can't believe I failed that perception check at like 90-something%. I had a thought and then it disappeared. No, stop doing that. I'm never getting it back. Okay, where was that other trap then? There was totally one more, and then... Can't remember where it is. Oh. I don't think it was out here.
Come on, get in. Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home.
Kim.
Hi again. So, how are things going? Yes? What's the deal?
I was using the mainframe when Suna, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, appeared.
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
She did not like the Enotic Dance Club idea.
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world! And she doesn't like it at all!
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam and into a laser-lit future of dance and unity?
Unity! Dance!
She made it very clear that she won't leave until her own project is finished.
And you can't just evict her?
No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution.
Look at you, Honor Man.
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music.
The lines in the dark exist, coexist. At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, Does she like Nordic dance music?
She absolutely does not. She really truly despises it.
Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her.
Excellent. Good luck, my friend. Goodbye, officer.
The large...
Good morning! Yeah! Pump it up! Pump it up! There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore. Sometimes I just feel like Nordic music is in its infancy, you know? Isn't something holding it back from being hyper? It's like it's only ultra.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore.
How much is the fish?
This is a serious matter.
Psst. You can hear the would-be leader whisper to his friend. Don't let it...
Wow! I think you might be right. But how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be? What? Oh yeah! He's doing it!
These guys are so funny.
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason.
I know! So does mine! Yeah!
It's probably a conceptualization check. And mine's pretty high already.
The large...
Good morning! Yeah! There's nothing. Sometimes isn't something. It's like I think it's.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto. Like...
What? I think you might be right. What? Oh yeah.
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of...
I know. So does mine. Yeah!
Is my logic too high? Let me try and reduce my logic.
The large head...
Good morning! There's nothing wrong. Sometimes isn't some. It's like I think it's.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto.
Wow! I think you might be right. But how could it become hardcore then? What? Oh.
But you're not.
I know. So does no. This is the answer. Uh-huh. Oh. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to figure that one out later.
Yes, what is it?
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre. He wants to make it work.
I don't want to make anything work.
Hold on. You don't want to make anything work?
Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
It's not the anodic dance music that's made her bitter. It's the failure of Fortress Accident.
Are you bitter just because your radio game project failed?
That's right. If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't want anything to happen. Ever
Wow.
again.
Imagine being that bitter.
There's not a trace of irony in her voice. She means it.
A suggestion check. All right, we'll give it a shot. All right. I think my suggestion bonuses are pretty low. There's this one, and then did I have one more? Yeah, no, that's it. Quick save.
Yes, what is it?
Easy. When her research is done, she can move out.
Listen, about your research. You mentioned earlier that it's not going very well. Maybe I can help with something?
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
But if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in the church next to the Boom Boom anymore. Just think about it.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair.
All right. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
What is an offsite copy and why do you need it?
It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio computer.
She's making it extra simple for you.
The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament.
Hold on. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on site?
Oh god, not this again. It is not on site. It is in the basement. Perfectly safe and not connected to the front at all.
Basement? Sounds like it's technically still on site.
Yeah, that's still on site, man.
And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident that has nothing to do with how the backup was stored. We clear?
This is clearly a painful topic for her. She must have had to explain herself numerous times.
By your old workspace, do you mean the studio of the Fortress Accident in the Doom commercial area?
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
And where exactly is the offsite copy?
There's this giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. It's there. Don't worry, you can't miss the bear. It's hideous.
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying,
why can't you go and get the filament yourself?
The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse. Whatever that means.
Wait, are you a part of the curse?
Of course not. Anyway, I don't have my keys anymore and she won't let me in. Because she's from Martinez, and people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil.
That's a bit biased, don't you think?
No. She literally started praying for the higher powers when she first saw my Rame Civic. I'm not making this up.
the lieutenant coughs like he's amused.
Once I came in one morning, only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and amulets. Wards. It looked like some Semenine magic. So what I need you to do here is go have a talk with her Say that you're a policeman and need to get to the building's basement. Then bring me the offsite copy. All right?
I found a note from the ice bear fridge. It said the offsite copy had been moved to a safer place.
Wait. A note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory?
It said the offsite copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Sulislaw.
Jawiza. Of course. Our project lead, Sulisław Jawiza. God, he was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. And feature creep. Valley of the Heads.
Oh, Cedogun, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Saturday's been going pretty well. I'm actually pretty close to ending the stream because I just noticed I was getting hungry. But yeah, it's going pretty well. I really want to finish this though, and I just remembered that the ice cream maker requires some kind of super crowbar that I have not encountered yet, so...
Like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous.
She crosses her arms defiantly.
And the heads... I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks.
Valley of 1,000 Heads. You like the sound of that.
I found the ice cream maker, but couldn't get it open. It's completely frozen.
This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out.
There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear.
Is this the filament you're looking for? Show her the production schedule.
No. That's the production schedule you stole and accessed without authorization. I don't need it.
In his defense, it was simply lying in the desk drawer of an abandoned cubicle.
Okay, but still.
Alright, I'll go look for the offset copy.
Thanks.
She thinks for a moment, then reaches behind the radio computer and hands you what looks like an oversized pry bar.
And here's my Kvalsund multitool. You might need it to hack
Oh
loose
my
some
god!
ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offsite copy, then you can keep the Kvalsund.
It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Kvalsund. The legendary Kvalsund multi-tool. This is Prybar version 2.0 for professionals like you.
Oh my god, I got the super crowbar. Whoa. It doesn't look like a crowbar. Oh my god, this thing is huge. All right, let's go get it. I'm pretty excited about this. I've been trying to open that damn ice cream maker since the beginning of the game. All right, now I gotta walk all the way back. Maybe we'll find the that last phasmid trap along the way. So I already checked this one for sure.
A few low poor thing.
There's the buoy, and then there's another trap down here, which I'm pretty sure I checked.
The trap is fit poor.
Alright, now let me go back around. Was one of the traps near the village?
The trap is poor.
Oh, there was one more. I can't remember where it was. It's not out here. This is behind the church. But you know where I haven't been yet is up the coast, near that abandoned door thing. I think it's like all the way north. I think it's this way? Can't remember. Here we go.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot.
Here it is.
Just dead and dying locusts. Poor things.
Huh. Did I totally screw up that quest? Oh, man. Yeah, because there's, yeah, it's crossed out now, which means I can't do it anymore, I guess? Maybe I needed to pass that red check in order for it to continue. Well, too late now.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot.
Man, only 3%. What's my interfacing skill at? It's at 7? Oh my god. I'm gonna need a lot more skill to open that door. Wonder what's inside. Alright, now I can go back in peace. Ah, wrong way. Oh, finally. Back across the bridge.
This
All right.
orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream
Oh
churner
my god,
and
it's
an
still
electric
so
freezer.
low.
The ice around it slowly melting.
Physical instrument. Okay, I do have some bonuses here. -2 physical instruments. There's the pants. This shirt. I think that's it. Yep. And then let me drink some alcohol too. There we go. Equip this again. Let me save.
This orange machine is dead still.
All right,
It has a
92%. Let's
hand-cranked
freaking
ice
go.
cream churner and an electric freezer. Ice groans and howls under the strain of your giant Gewaltsund multi-tool until the lid cracks open. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for a sub-zero beauty sleep, a filament memory with the words "off-site copy" written on its side. Disappointment washes over you as you stare into the almost empty ice cream maker.
What? No ice cream.
A scoop of ice cream would have been nice, yes.
The lieutenant agrees. Someone's stomach grumbles. The room feels very cold.
You gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding, careful not to damage it.
We should take it back to Miss Lukanen Kilde as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well unused filaments tolerate room temperatures.
Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament?
There is a computer upstairs.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good evening, Fortress Accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeat Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the offsite copy?
I might have a password for the offsite copy.
Good. Please repeat the password. No, that's not it.
What does she mean? That's not it. What's the password then? Maybe it's the second part of the leitmotif you saw on the stained glass window.
Good. I've unlocked the offsite copy. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Ka-ching.
Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today? Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard. It sounds like something cracks before the piece of paper starts filling up with pure black ink. Something's broken. Machines aren't supposed to behave like this. The paper is soaked with ink, its monochrome darkness spanning from margin to margin. It's not possible to make out any information. A single speck of white shines out from the shade. For some reason, the printer decided to spare this one tiny dot of paper. Looks like gibberish. Better get running again.
Odd. Something is obviously broken here.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Huh, interesting. Where is the printout? So this is actually useless. I could have sold it. Oh well. And I guess the printout is just not in my inventory. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. Oh, I see some money over here. A cellar window. People's feet shuffling by on the street. Oh, this must have been the window that I saw in the gutter. Or... no, that's just maybe this... no, it's still part of this building. Or maybe it is what I saw in that grate. Yeah, that's probably it. Alright, now I gotta run all the way back. Hopefully the filament is still good.
Yes, what is it? Yes? Thanks. Looks like it's the one.
She takes the filament, inspecting the metallic tape on its side. What's going to happen now?
Now I'm going to print it out to see what's left of it.
She's already inserted the filament into the radio computer's core, ready to close the door. What are you hoping to find?
I have a theory. Lintel was able to divine the location of the anomaly from this broken copy. I want to repeat their calculation, only this time with better equipment.
Oh.
Watch. What an intricate display of failure.
The paper starts filling out with ink, soaking it in a gleaming blackness. Not a single line of data stands out. This is wrong. Machines shouldn't behave like that. Cold sweat trickles down your spine. This is spooky as hell.
Something's very wrong with that filament memory.
Sona doesn't reply, her hands running over the printout. She's looking for something. For her morning star. Eyes scouring the millimeters.
Here. I found it.
It's that white dot in the same place I saw it before when I printed it out.
Hold on. Just give me a second. I'm almost
I've never witnessed a programmer work before.
done. I've got it. I found the location of the anomaly.
You did it. You found the coordinates?
I found the coordinates.
She's beaming. You can feel it in your heart. Great job.
Oh my god, congratulations.
Thank you.
Time for a celebratory drink, perhaps. Just a thought.
So where is it? Where's your 2mm hole in the world?
There. In the swallow.
She points at the other end of the church where a group of water bowls forms a ritualistic arch.
Think you can help me again?
Sure.
I need you to go move those water bowls for me. I need to double check my calculations.
You like moving things around. Moving things around is calming.
Just walk over to the circle and follow my instructions. Move the third bowl 2 centimeters to the left, and the fourth bowl 5 centimeters to the right. This should do the trick.
Third bowl 2 centimeters to the left, and fourth bowl 5 centimeters to the right.
Thanks.
Two. Wait, which one's number 3?
It's awfully silent again, as if someone turned off the entire world outside those walls. Measurements have been marked down around the bowls, each chalk-drawn line representing a centimeter on the floor. Oh boy, this is going to be good. It moves moves like a ghost without creating a single trace of sound. Some water spills out of the bowl, wetting the floor. The lead programmer sends you an encouraging thumbs up from across the hall. Time to run back, or maybe walk. This is a sacred place after all.
Ooh, what's gonna happen?
Yes, what is it? Great. Everything should be aligned now.
Miss Know-It-All is hesitating.
What's wrong?
Yeah, nothing. Now the only thing left to do is to unmute the headphones. If we got the location right, we should then be able to hear whatever sound this anomaly makes.
Wait, why did you have your headphones on mute in the first place?
Honestly, I'm a little scared.
Isn't it going to be just silence and nothing else?
I don't know. That's what I'm scared of. I don't know. It could be anything. I mean, what sound does the nothing make? How can you even listen to something that doesn't exist?
She turns to face you, the mainframe throwing shadows on her chin.
What if silence is only what surrounds it, but the swallow itself is...
What?
I don't know. I'm just scared. Maybe it's going to be something terrifying. Maybe it's going to tear the world apart.
Like that evil ink that filled the printout, erasing coherence and meaning.
You're right. We should be cautious. We don't know what we're dealing with here.
Maybe. Maybe I'm just tired.
It's scary, but we just have to face it.
Yeah. You're right. Let's do it.
She puts on her oversized headphones, ready to press the unmute on the keyboard.
The lieutenant takes a step back, and then nothing happens as Sona Lokanen-Kilda presses unmute on her keyboard. Nothing but silence. You can hear some small animal cross the floor in the chancel. It's that quiet in the sanctuary. She doesn't talk. Her eyes closed and brows knitted together in a state of deep focus, one hand cupping the headphone.
Damn it.
She let out a loud sigh before tearing off her headphones. She's still avoiding your gaze. Come on, did you hear anything?
No, of course not. Nothing happened. Let's move on.
Despite her fear, she was hoping for something extraordinary to take place.
What do you mean nothing happened? Did you find the swallow?
No.
She rests her face on her hands, massaging the forehead.
No. My hypothesis was wrong. According to this, I should have heard something, if I got the coordinates right. Like I said, silence is only what surrounds it. But this is just another failure. Silence sounds like silence. That's all it is. You can try on the headphones. See if you can hear anything. But don't get your hopes up.
Silence is silence? You're sure there's more to it?
Ooh, helping egghead, nice. Okay. Let me see if I can increase my perception at all. Pretty sure I have at least one thing that increases perception. Minus, dang it. Reaction speed, nope. Minus perception, oh man. Okay. Oh, I'm already wearing it. What is it? Oh, it's my boots. All right. What pants was I wearing before?
Yes, what is it?
Everything disappears. You are draped in silence like a drowning man staring into his puny little headspace. And then the pressure changes.
What does it mean?
It feels like flying on an aerostatic. or when your ears pop, or like a subtle difference in the atmosphere, a weather change hanging in the air. What if the sound you're looking for is too low for you to hear it?
Sona, what if we just need a better sound system?
A better sound system? Alright, but where would we get one?
Suddenly, a rhythmic beat permeates the walls, causing a small patch of decorative stucco to crumble onto the wooden floor.
They should really allocate some renovation funds to this place.
Murmurs the lieutenant, inspecting the damage done to the arabesques.
No. What they really should do is shut down the disco men for disturbing neighborhood peace.
Yes, but they could help with the speakers.
You mean the speed freaks?
She closes her eyes as more dance music invades the holy silence of the sanctuary.
Of course. The speed freaks. They have a fantastic sound system. And you think they would help me?
They would if you wouldn't mind them moving in with you.
I guess I could live through a week or two of peaceful coexistence.
Great, I'll go talk to them then.
Sure. Let me know how it goes.
Oh my god, it's happening. This is the collab of all time. It's getting really, really late, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it back in time for karaoke. I think it's... shoot, this way. Yeah.
Hi again. So, how things go? Yes? What's the deal?
Good news. I managed to convince Sona. She's okay with you guys moving in, but on one condition. She needs your speakers for her project.
We are grateful, Copman. You're an augury of a new era of anodic dance music.
The speed freak smiles, happier than he's ever been before. You're going to have to share space for a couple of weeks until she gets her research finished.
That's fine. We can manage. And you're still sure about keeping our little side business, right?
Oh, you mean the illegal drug lab? There will be no shady shenanigans in the church. Only love and anodic dance music.
Fine. We can make do. It's going to take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours, maybe. Come check back later.
Check back later, huh? This is later right now? Let me save again.
Yes, what is it?
How's your project going? I see that your neighbors have moved in, but all I hear is anodic dance music.
What? What did you say?
You can barely hear her over the thumping bass of anodic dance music. I said, how's the project going?
I can't hear you! The music is too loud! Oh, the project! It's not going well!
Why?
There's that guy! I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio signal through the mixer into the speakers.
Why don't you just ask him?
He doesn't listen to me! He only ever seems to care about hardcore and yekukata. A place to be, apparently. Thanks. Maybe you can get through his magic rhymes.
She does jazz hands to mock him.
Let me know how it goes.
Denarian Church, the place to be! Make some noise, my church people!
Vibrations thump through your blue soul. The music sounds much better in the church. A hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, tangled in its branches, something bronze flutters in the wind. He stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and waving his hand in the air. In front of him, the audio mixer, one reel spinning.
Wait, I thought I got that tape though.
The other reel deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side you see an auxiliary line in with the number 4.5 written next to it.
How do you like it in the church?
Yeah! Back on the case! No disgrace! Bring it down to party place! The first page of the second chapter!
Could it be? Maybe for him, you only have a chapter or two left in you. Last of the penultimate, more like.
Egg, can you please route Sona's signal through your speakers?
To the Mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary! What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5 or 4.5? Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah. The auxiliary lining is 4.5 millimeter. These two don't mix.
Oh no, we're going to be in this church forever.
Okay.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here.
He searches for the cable on the ground and picks it up, looking at the jack.
Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good, people!
With a grin, he sticks the plug into the auxiliary line in. You hear a satisfying click.
Whoa, thank God. Adapters noticeably degrade the sound quality.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up. Can we turn the music off, please?
Egg, the music?
Everybody! Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn off the on for just a sec. For a special scheduled event. The Arno will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. All right, go tell her that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes, and then I'll turn off the music.
Yes, what is it?
All right, I talked to Egghead. He plugged in the cable. You can now unmute your speakers.
Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit? Just in case.
Maximum! Maximum is the only way!
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance? Just this one time? Maximum is not the only way, okay?
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master! There's no other way! Glue style!
Glue style? Okay, there literally is no other way. The mixing desk is glued to
Oh my God.
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless.
Why do you want to turn down the volume?
Because I'm afraid that something might happen. It's an unknown phenomenon. We can always turn it back up if there's a need.
Can't turn down the hardcore!
I think what Egghead is saying is that it's stuck on maximum.
Of course it is.
Yeah! Permanent enlightenment! Ray of sound!
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on a count of 5. Everyone ready?
She looks around the church.
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting for the beat to drop.
Born ready. Ready.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Not so stoically. His hand moves to
Oh
the
my
gun.
God. He's getting ready to shoot something.
Suddenly, your palms are sweaty. The church seems cold and large. Somehow, there's tightness in your chest. Anxiety.
Okay, ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute disengaged.
She lifts her hand from the keyboard. Complete silence fills the room.
No wind outside. No waves. No floorboards creaking. Total, continuous silence. This is unnatural. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plasterwork begins to crumble down the walls. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly, it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate. It's out there now, in the world, made manifest. It will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass, the streets and the people. Nothing will remain.
Guys, what's going on?
There's alarm in the man's voice as he steps back to scan the surroundings. A slight rattle like crystal clattering in the cupboards fills the air, joining the chorus.
This fragile world is about to break.
It's getting louder.
In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
You hear Egghead yell, then something else, but his voice is growing faint.
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation.
It was in me at first.
The beauty and the beat! The future of dance! Planetary!
No, Egg! It's the window!
The glass shards around Dolores Day's vacant heart appear to be vibrating from the sound. It almost looks as if she's alive.
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, cautiously, his eyes searching for a possible evacuation route.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof!
She looks up. A screech fills the air, a scream of wood and nails. The pillars of the church twist and creak above around you.
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars in the dark.
Come down to us! Love!
Below it, all the base grows, like the jaws of a giant compressor gnawing on metal and wood. It does not sound benevolent at all. It's shaking the building's foundation. The floor twists. A great pulse arises in your flesh.
That's it. I'm muting it.
No, let's keep going. We've committed. We can't stop here. Oh, I want to dance with somebody.
Oh! I want to feel the heat with somebody!
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
Yes, I've turned it off.
She yells, holding the contact mic in her hand.
Andre, pull the compressor! The place is gonna come down!
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here. It's...
This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down.
Egghead, whatever you do, don't stop it.
But then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock.
Oh my god.
Everybody is staring at Egghead, holding a dangling cable in his hand. A black 3-pin connector.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore.
You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time? This is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suliswolf isn't gonna believe this.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now.
Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's a start.
Kim, did you hear that?
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to be very careful with it.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again.
What was that? I've never heard anything like that.
It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically, I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this.
A voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure.
You're going to write Sulislaw?
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers.
if they're sober enough to open a transmission. They need to hear.
That it wasn't her fault. Or theirs.
They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency anyway.
What happens now? Are you going to...
Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Sulispov. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway. Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass noise of unknown origins.
Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach. You're still alive. You have an explanation for all this. Somewhere deep in you, you know. The person you were knows.
Oh man, a logic check? I think I can do that. Alright. Put this way. I think I have 2 more items that increase logic. Because I know I can get +4. Oh, there it is. That stupid hat. Okay. What hat was I wearing before? The encyclopedia hat? Something was giving me health. Was it, was it this shirt? Oh, my alcohol worn off. I think that's what it was. All right.
Yes.
Anyways.
What is it?
Do I have the right items on? Yeah, +4 logic. I smoked a cigarette, so
Yes.
we should
What is
try
it?
this now. Heard of the Doom commercial area? Investigated the Doom commercial area. +2 heard of Motorway South. +2 cop of the apocalypse. Oh my god.
You don't have to. You already have. A long time ago.
Wait, how?
These thoughts formed in you somewhere, in a long forgotten discussion, behind a kitchen table, in the evening light, drinking coffee and smoking, with a friend.
Sona, it's the origin point of the Pale.
What?
The swallow. It's how it starts. It's baby Pale.
But Pale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
That comforts her.
Huh. No, look up first. We are 20 meters from the very edge. Or the pale is only an effect. A transition between the world and that.
Then what is that?
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing. No.
It's less than nothing. The final rest state for reality. Imagine if all this never was.
Then the pale is...
Simply a gradient.
But the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here, and the pale is not.
One day, when it's larger, it will be.
I understand. A theory of the pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes, like a cancer or a mold, erupting in points inside the world.
This is one of those places.
According to this, how long?
How long until it starts swallowing? It's already started, starting with sound.
And information, causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in a church? And also when or how it might start growing, or if it has other effects in addition to sound and data?
I also have a question, since we are piling them on. How do you know this? I'm not doubting you. I'm simply curious as to how a detective of the RCM...
It didn't form in a church. The church formed around it.
Of course! A pine wood sarcophagus, or a containment facility of some kind, built by the first settlers.
Yes, acting on an instinctual level, or religious practices we've forgotten.
I have considered the same. The bad news is, there were 7 pinewood churches built in the first decade of provincial settlement. Most of them were burnt down during the revolution, or repurposed before, during the suzerain. I'm not saying all of them have one in them, but...
Some of them might. A black grain hanging in the air.
All of the failed businesses in the doomed commercial area. All the failure in Martinez.
You think the presence of that puncture has somehow influenced the outcome of events here? Even say software development?
All the failed businesses and ideologies. There's something wrong here.
I told the producers we need to go and move to a normal office building with amenities. But no, the artists like the milieu, the writers like the history. I told them.
I should let the people still working in there know about this. They might be affected.
You mean Plaisance and the dice maker? There was almost no one left when we packed up.
No, just the dice maker. I don't think Plaisance would survive this knowledge.
Then go tell her.
I think I've had this thought before. That's how I know.
An amateur anthropomedic police officer. I'd like to say I've heard stranger things, but I'm not sure. This is a hell of a guess, however. Well worded, I might add.
Yes, it is very interesting. But I wouldn't say you know. This is a guess. One that's going to have to be proved by anthroponetic scientists.
One day the world will be like that 2mm hole.
She falls silent. The wind blows in through the hole in the stained glass window, cold and moist.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest, some of this I can use to start to explain this to the rest of the team. Maybe I'll sound mad, but...
Man, you will certainly sound mad.
One more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space.
Perhaps not.
Yeah! One Once the light is on in the universe, it will never go out.
Thank you, Egghead. Let's leave it at that, shall we? We have an anthroponetic detection to perform in this district.
All right. Well, that was interesting. I think that was probably the last piece for the music track, but I think I'm gonna stop here and then look for someone to raid. Made a ton of progress today. And I still have to do karaoke.